Hello everybody, today we're back with another video. I have a fresh can of sparkling water. Figured out a really sweet new camera angle, and today we are ranking jerseys. Today, however, we are not doing NHL or hockey jerseys, we are doing MLS kits, as they're called. Forewarning, a lot of these were not available to be found in the internet, like they're out of stock on the website that sells them. So they're not there, or like some jerseys are down because they got a new sponsor. I'm just saying, I did a lot of photoshopping for this video just so these little tiny squares on the screen are accurate. So I would appreciate at least a like if you think I did a good job. Moving on, so just like the NHL Adidas home jerseys videos, the MLS home kit 2020 video, all the jerseys at the bottom are in alphabetical order based on the team name. I will say I am new to MLS because Nashville is new to MLS, but it's something I'm excited to get into. I have seen 2 MLS games before the season paused. Saw the first goal, still have not seen the first W. So we have the same scale that we had for the last video. Ugly, meh, average, nice, and beauty. So without further ado, let's get started. So first up was the first opponent that Nashville played. The first goal of our franchise history was scored against them. It is Atlanta United. So I do like the Atlanta kits. The only thing about them that bugs me is on the back, the stripes don't go all the way up. They stop about at tramp stamp level, and then the number and name is there. So that's going to make it go from beauty to nice. I feel like if they had that complete design ubiquitous throughout, it would be a much better jersey. Next up, we have Chicago Fire FC, SC, I can't remember. It's weird that some teams use one or the other. So this jersey, in my opinion, is just kind of average. But I don't know, like it's not a bad jersey. I think it's safe. It's not crazy awesome. It's also not ugly. It's average. Next up, we have Cincinnati FC. So I like their colors, and I kind of like that they tried to do something different with theirs. So I'm going to put theirs in nice. I really do like the orange stripes with the two-tone blue. It's kind of a cool little look they got going on. Next up, we have the Colorado Rapids. So I have actually not seen a lot of these jerseys because we haven't played a lot of these teams up until I was like searching them to find them. So this was the first time I have seen this jersey, and right away, I thought it was a beauty. It has the same color scheme as the Avalanche do, and I just think that the colors look really, really nice together. Very simplistic design, but it's not just blank. They have that little pattern going. You know, I just think it overall looks pretty good. So it's the first beauty. Moving on. This is one of the ones I had to Photoshop, and it was pretty hard to find. So like they just got a jersey sponsor, so none of the jerseys are for sale because they haven't made them yet or something. But this is Columbus Crew Soccer Club. A lot of people say that Nashville's jersey kind of ripped off of their jersey. I will say I think Columbus is the reason that Nashville SC did not go with like a Predators gold, because the Crew pretty much already had it. But I think this jersey actually looks pretty good. You can't really tell from the small of it, but it's like a checkered board, different pattern design, different like textures of yellow or checkerboarded in there. And the checkerboards seem to be like a pretty consistent theme with them. If it was just gold, it would definitely be sitting in the average, but I really like the checkerboard aspect of it, and to me that's going to bump it up to nice. Next up, we have FC Dallas. So this is another jersey where right away I said that's a beauty. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the striping on the front. I think it looks really, really sleek. I like their logo. Heaps and bounds ahead of how I feel about the Dallas Stars' whole brand identity. I think they should talk to FC Dallas and learn a thing or two about how to do a good team presentation. I think those two beauties at the top deserve it so far. I feel pretty good where I'm at. All right, next up we got DC United. You really can't go wrong with just black and red as an accent color. It's really just average, though. It's just black. Okay, you know what? I take that back. They're going into meh. It's really not that impressive. I wouldn't even call it average. It's just meh. Next up, we have, I think this is Houston. Yeah, Houston Dynamo. I like that they got something interesting going on with like the side stripies. So to me, that's going to upgrade them from meh to average, but I really do think it's just average. It's okay looking. It's definitely not like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's also not the best thing I've ever seen, which is exactly why I think it's going into average. Next up, the gracious team that we got Walker Zimmerman from, the first person to score for the Nashville Soccer Club. I think this is going in nice. So if it was just black and like white text and like white as a secondary color, that's pretty damn boring. But gold, it looks really good. I like their crest. I think their jerseys just look pretty solid. I think they're going in nice. Next up is LA Galaxy. So they would typically be an average if it was just a white jersey. We're borderlining meh territory. But because they have that nice little like sash design, it kind of reminds me of the LA Kings Burger King jersey where it had like the sash type deal going on. But it's also going to go in nice. I mean, LA Galaxy's logo is nice. It's a very classic MLS team. I think their look is overall good. You can't really hate on it in my opinion. So it's going to go in nice. Okay, so I thought I read something about Inter Miami getting a jersey sponsor, but I couldn't really find anything about that again. So in this video, you'll see this is the only one without a sponsor on it, because I feel like the way that they present the sponsor can make or break a soccer jersey. So I like Miami a lot because it is the first physical sports team to use pink. And I really like that, at least in America. I really like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with pink or purple. We need to get rid of that stigma. Purple's my favorite color. But that being said, this jersey would be meh. But you can't see it in the small details. There are little tiny... Their logo, by the way, is like two flamingos mirrored. And there are little tiny flamingo patterns that go throughout it. And to me, that's going to put it in average. Now, I don't know why they went with white. Their away jersey is so much cooler. It's black and pink, and I think that looks really good. I think if Miami took some concepts from some of these other teams and implemented some pink accent designs within it, they could really, really be in the beauty category very quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next we are going on to Minnesota United, and we got our third beauty. It's a beautiful jersey. I mean, just look at how unique that looks. I think the thing I like about everything that puts it in the beauty category to me, if you look at these three, they kind of look way different than the other ones in terms of like a interesting design. Next up is Montreal Impact, who I almost didn't even know had a team. I went through the list of all the jerseys I had downloaded, and I was going through the MLS website too at the top and making sure I had them all and that they were in alphabetical order. And I was like, oh wait, I forgot Montreal. And then I had an existential crisis because Montreal and Toronto have the same sponsor. I thought that was really weird. This jersey looks pretty good. It's akin to the Atlanta jersey, just more stripes and blue instead of red. I like how it gradients down. That definitely is what Atlanta probably should have done. They probably should just have their stripes at the bottom and gradient it up if they don't want the stripes to be all the way around. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's definitely not ugly. It's definitely not meh. I don't think it's nice, so I'm going to throw it an average. It was hard to think of a good opinion for this one. I don't know. It just seems kind of average to me. Next up, we got the Pride and Joy. This is like a Nashville-based channel. I've decided I'll do sports videos like this every now and again, so long as Nashville is in it. Otherwise, I probably won't do an MLB video, but I'll probably do an NFL video for another concept like this, just because I don't want to alienate my audience. I just want everything on this channel to kind of be related to my city. So, that being said, this is Nashville SC's inaugural jersey. Got a lot of hate at the beginning. They had a big unveiling event at a local venue. I didn't go, but I walked by because there was a Predators game that day. I saw the jersey, and my initial reaction was, wow, that looks like highlighter yellow, because everybody was expecting Columbus Crew gold, maritime gold, because the Nashville city colors are navy and gold. If anybody doesn't know, our city flag, that's what the colors are. That's why the Predators are that color. I think the Nashville SC jerseys are nice. You can hate me all you want. I don't think they're ugly. We have not had one ugly on this list so far. So we will see if it stays that way. That being said, I think Nashville SC is nice. Hopefully next year they can incorporate some more elements to make it a little bit unique. Maybe it can slip up into the beauty category. I do plan on purchasing one of these, especially if we get that stimulus check around too. I will definitely be buying one. Moving on, one of the original teams, we have the New England Revolution, the only team that has not changed their logo or their name. Thought that was pretty interesting. They got something interesting going on with their little swooshy wind looking thing going on. I do like their logo. It's held up pretty well. I can see why they haven't changed it. Do I think this jersey is beautiful? No. Do I think it's nice? Not really. Do I think it's average? No, because it's not. It has something unique on it. I feel like average is also not only just like a rank, but like an adjective as to what it can be, right? It's not average. For that reason, I think it's kind of meh. I mean, it's like they tried to do something different, but it didn't really deliver, in my opinion. Moving on to New York City Football Club. Boy, that was so hard for me to learn. I was typing in NYFC and like not being able to find it. I forgot it was New York City. Learned my lesson. All right, so this one I actually think looks pretty solid. I like the asymmetrical stripe. And for that reason, I think it's pretty nice. The baby blue looks good. It's like Titans colors, so I kind of like it for that reason too. And I learned that this team plays at Yankee Stadium, which is kind of awesome. So yeah, I think it's a nice jersey. I don't quite know what they could do to make it a beauty, but I guess that's not up to me, is it? Next up, we got the New York Red Bulls. They have this away jersey that is like black and red, like monochrome. It looks really, really cool. I don't know why this would be their home jersey. Also, at the back, like at the tramp stamp / butt level, it says like New York Red Bulls pretty big. For that reason, ladies and gentlemen, we got our first ugly. I feel like it's kind of weird to merge your team and your sponsor into one. Like, that's weird, right? Like, if you look at their jersey, you can't really see because these pictures are so small. Their crest is their logo again because they're the Red Bulls. I think that's just kind of weird. That's kind of going back to like the way you do your sponsor can affect how I feel about your jersey. So yeah, I think it's just kind of ugly. Moving on to Orlando City FC. I do like purple. I like their logo a lot. That being said, the jersey's a little boring. But I like that they're purple and I like that they have a nice crest. So we are going to go with average. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Union. I'm just going to go ahead and be honest with you straight away. This is going in meh. They have like this tan, bronzy, gold accent color with a weird blue. It just really doesn't look that good to me. I don't know. It's just very bleh. Next up, we have the Portland Timbers, whose sponsor is Alaska Airlines, which very much confused me. I thought they were the team for Alaska initially. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Alaska has a sport. No, they don't. But I love this jersey. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our fourth beauty. I think the jersey looks really good. I think it's hard to use green effectively and have a good green jersey in sports. I think they did a pretty good job. Next up is a team that I was pronouncing wrong. I thought it was Real Salt Lake, but it's Real Salt Lake because they fancy. Yeah, this jersey's ugly. They like really tried to do something cool. I think it just doesn't look good, if you ask me. Next up is another Photoshop job I had to do. The San Jose Quakes did not have a sponsor until recently, and I found their sponsor, and I Photoshopped it onto a blank version of their jersey, which they're not selling. I had to do some intense Google searching, but eventually I found it, I did some Photoshop work, and here we are. All that work just for an average jersey. I'm glad it's not just black or just blue. It has like a nice like top design or whatever. But that design itself to me is just a little average, a little bland. Next up is a very, very winning team, the Seattle Sounders. They have had some really nice jerseys. I looked at like their history. So it's very, very disappointing to say that this is ugly. Who designed this jersey and went, yeah, that looks good? All right, guys, let's make the jersey avocado colored, and then let's do like light sour cream throughout the whole thing. Oh, and then we can make the sleeves and the collar blue. Genius. Dave, you're promoted. All right, next up we got Sporting Kansas City, and I learned that this is not Kansas City, Missouri, but Kansas City, Kansas. I thought that was pretty weird. But this is a nice jersey. They have nice colors, just triple tone blue. They have some interesting striping going on, and they made sure that those stripes had textures. And I just like the jersey. It's not a beauty to me quite, but it definitely looks good. I like it. Next up, we have Toronto, which has the same logo as Montreal, and it's going to sit right next to Montreal because it's just red. That's it. It's red with white. And last but not least, we have the Vancouver Whitecaps, who I thought actually had a pretty solid and sharp looking home jersey. It's white, which there's a couple white homers, but most of them are colorful. But I really like the simplicity of it. They got a nice little collar, a nice little thing, and the sponsor color is the same color as the jersey, but it's like negative space usage and stuff like that. I just like it. It is going to go an average, but it is the closest average to a nice on the list probably. So as you can see, I like most of them. I really do. There's only 6 that I think are just okay, and there are 4 that I think are absolutely beautiful. I don't think I'm going to change anything. I think this is pretty solid as is. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is me ranking all the MLS Home 2020 kits, jerseys, whatever you want to call them. Be sure to tell me how you think in the comments below, if you agree, if you disagree. If you just stumbled upon this video, my name is NashNorf. I make Nashville-related YouTube videos, vlogs, reviews, experiences, sports videos, what have you. If that interests you, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. But do me a favor, if you do that, please comment why. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day.